Aloha, and welcome to more local ventures.
We'll visit behind the scenes with some of Hawaii's most innovative and successful businesses. From mom and pop shops to high tech and media, from local entrepreneurs reinventing second and third generation family businesses to new cutting edge startups. Find out how they're meeting today's challenges in our changing world. Stay with us.
More Local Ventures is sponsored by Central Pacific Bank. Central Pacific Bank works for you.
Hi there. Welcome. Welcome to the Assistance League Thrift Shop. Come in. We have a very loyal customer base that comes quite regularly to see the items that we have. This is our jewelry counter, which you can imagine is very popular. This is what we call our boutique items in our clothing department. They're items that are more upscale. We accept everything except electronics and children's furniture. Part of our membership responsibilities are working in the thrift shop. Each member must work here 2 days a month and also have responsibilities for helping with the sorting of materials.
We have an all-volunteer, no paid staff at Assistance League, so any donations that you give to Assistance League Thrift Shop, your money goes directly back to the community. Assistance League is a national organization that started in California. Operation School Bell has been part of Assistance League for 50 years. A woman, Ruth Ann Montgomery, started this in her classroom. She noticed that one family had 3 children who came to school on a rotating basis. They only had one outfit that the mother felt was good enough for school. So she started Ruth Ann's Closet and bought clothing for children in her classroom. And out of that came Operation School Bell. We serve children on Oahu, the Big Island, and also this year, Molokai.
This is our room where we store our clothes for Operation School Bell. We buy these clothes on sale and are looking for companies to help us with this project.
Tutu Tutorial is one of our other projects that we do here at Assistance League. We have 24 tutors in 10 schools around Oahu. They work on a one-to-one to help children who are having trouble with reading. It's been a great project. Teachers in the schools really enjoy the project. We also give money to each tutor so that she can buy books for her student. And last year we were able to give $300 to each school library. We Care is another project of Assistance League. It's an umbrella project that handles many humanitarian needs in our community. And one of our needs is with our little bear. We give these to the firemen, abuse centers, and even nursing homes where people need comfort. Another project in We Care is called the Lullaby Program, which is giving layettes to new mothers in hospitals. These moms don't have anything to take their little guys home in, and so they get onesies and blankets and diapers. One of our best projects under We Care right now is giving phone cards to Tripler Hospital for the military guys coming back from Iraq and Iran, so that they're able to make long-distance phone calls home to their families. Assistance League's 4th project, and maybe one of our most popular, is called Operation Wildlife. It's an educational kit that the teachers give to the children so that when they come to the program, they know exactly what an endangered species is. They're very excited about working with these hides and bones and teeth and biofacts that we have.
Assistance League is a small business, and what keeps us in business are the donations that come in from our friends and neighbors and the public. The donations are our lifeblood, and through those donations we are able to earn the money that support our 4 projects, and that is the way we give our service back to the community. It's a business, we need support.
Our work is artistic. And first and foremost, it's always artistic work, which I think is very important for children to see a high quality of artistic work.
More Local Ventures is sponsored by Central Pacific Bank. Central Pacific Bank works for you.
Did you find everything you need?
Good evening. We've got a full house tonight.
Got Vegas on your mind? Get Vacations Hawaii on the line. Hawaii's #1 choice to Las Vegas has everything you need to get to Vegas. All-inclusive chartered, custom, and group travel packages.
Paper or plastic?
Call Vacations Hawaii now while it's on your mind. 591-4777.
Want an iPod Touch? We've got an account for that. Open exceptional checking with $10,000 in direct deposit and get an iPod Touch with our Premier Checking account. You'll get our best benefits, plus new enhanced features like our Identity Theft Protection Package. Exceptional checking, the account with the exceptional touch.
This segment of More Local Ventures is brought to you by Pacific Cap, Hawaii's largest local venture capital firm.
Korean soap operas have taken over Hawaii. Guest host Johan Buik got a chance to speak with General Manager Jeff Chung of KBFD TV.
It took someone with great vision to see a television station locally owned here in Hawaii. Now, could you maybe tell us about your father and how he was such an important part of making this dream come true?
Back in 1976, my father, who's the founder of the company, felt that there was a need for Korean news or information of Korea. And so back then we leased time, 30 minutes from KHNL every Saturday mornings, and we brought in Korean news from Korea in black and white and broadcasted Korean news every Saturday mornings for 30 minutes, and that grew to an hour a week, a couple hours a week. The Korean community at that time was only about 25,000 at most. So if you think about it, that small of a community cannot simply support a TV station. But my father loves challenges, and he doesn't like people telling him that it can't be done. It actually motivates him even more to do the unthinkable. And he went ahead, and it was a family effort to get this station up and running. And 22 years later, we're doing great, but I got to tell you, the first 15 years was very, very challenging and difficult.
Like every television station here locally, there are some challenges, and of course, it is to convince advertisers, because that's how you make your money. Now, that was probably one of the greatest challenges you've had, and can you explain maybe how you were able to overcome them?
We were the first in the world to translate and subtitle, English subtitle our Korean dramas here. Everyone labels us as an ethnic station, and media buyers tend to shy away from anything that's called or labeled ethnic because it's not mainstream. And yet here I am, I'm trying to explain to everyone, 90% of our viewers are not Korean. They're local. So although my program is, yes, Korean ethnic, my audience is mainstream. And that is unheard of in the US, because even Hispanic stations in Los Angeles, they do extremely well, but there's a huge Hispanic population in Southern Cal.
So could you maybe elaborate on how this family has made this venture a possibility and a success?
When I was young, I was in high school when we started this TV station, and my father was kind of like the general, of course the man of the house, and he's the leader, and all the siblings would just would follow my father's lead. And at that time, we did have a family meeting, and we all voted for the TV station. And basically, we had invested all of our assets and everything into one basket, which is a huge gamble.
Most of your programming is in Korean language. Is there really an audience for this kind of programming here in Hawaii?
I remember one incident where we had a power failure in the transmitter, and so this popular series didn't go out. We started getting calls from local people. More local people would be calling them Korean, saying, what happened to the show? And so we had to explain, and that's when we realized, hey, we were starting to have a large local following. And now, 90% of our viewers are not Korean. It's all about family unity, love between different social classes, and a lot of core Asian values are family-based. And I think that has appealed to Japanese, Chinese, Filipinos, Koreans. I think we all have the same base and values. And that has quite an appeal.
Now, there are many examples in Hawaii of the bridge between East and West, but how does KBFD accomplish this particular goal?
We're proud to be American citizens here, but it's important that you retain your culture and know where you came from. And that's the beauty of being so diverse in the state of Hawaii, because you have so many beautiful ethnicities. And my father's dream, and he's first generation, so am I, was to maintain Korean culture and to promote Korean culture to non-Koreans so that we have a better understanding of each other. And that has done really well through KBFD here in Hawaii. And he has built that dream and expanded that to continental U.S. via the Asia network that my brother operates out of Los Angeles.
So in essence, you could say that KBFD has served well as a bridge between East and West, can you?
Absolutely, absolutely. We've brought Korean culture via popular dramas, broadcasting them in the U.S. With English subtitles, and that bridges the East to the West.
Can you maybe tell us a secret?
Well, back when we started the TV station in 1986, my brother and older sisters and my parents, we all worked together as a family, everyone doing their individual part in the TV station. And together we faced all the challenges together. And at that time, I've never felt such a strong family bond. And that bond exists today. And we face new challenges together as a family, and everyone doing their individual part in the station. And that alone gives us tremendous strength.
Just for every person to be able to interact with the arts. Because we keep pushing it into an echelon where it's like, well, people with money, that's where they go, is the arts.
This segment of More Local Ventures is brought to you by PacificNetwork.tv, Hawaii's portal to the world. PacificNetwork.tv is a revolutionary network of movies, TV shows, and interactive programs brought to you from Hawaii. On Pacific Network, prime time is all the time. You don't have to catch a program when it broadcasts. You decide when you want to watch. Here you'll discover so much with just a click of your mouse. Enjoy interactive shows, video on demand, movies from the Pacific Rim, and social networking. PacificNetwork.tv, Hawaii's portal to the world.
Want an iPod Touch? We've got an account for that. Open exceptional checking with $10,000 in direct deposit and get an iPod Touch with our Premier Checking account. You'll get our best benefits, plus new enhanced features like our Identity Theft Protection Package. Exceptional checking, the account with the exceptional touch.
This segment of More Local Ventures is brought to you by PacificNetwork.tv, Hawaii's portal to the world.
Here on the beautiful grounds of St. Andrew's Cathedral lies Teni Theater, the home stage for the Honolulu Theater for Youth, Hawaii's only professional nonprofit theater group. Hi, Louise and Dan. How are you?
Nice to see you.
Thanks for having us. So fun to be up here on stage with you at Teni Theater as Honolulu Theater for Youth approaches its 55th year. Pretty amazing accomplishment.
And I believe we're still the only theater in the entire country that was incorporated before the place it was became a state.
Oh, that's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Wow, and you do a lot of amazing things, both in the production side and in the education side, and I know you mainly deal with the education side.
We really like to think of our work as integrated work, so that the drama and the theater that we bring into the classroom is meant to connect very strongly with the studies the students are already doing in the class. So it really augments the work that teachers are trying to work with their students. In this day and age of such strong educational mandates, it's really important to connect in that way. But we find it's really powerful too because it gives the students a chance to go deeper into social studies, language arts, science, whatever it might be, and they have a kind of deeper investment in an understanding of the material.
Well, the interesting thing about our work, before I talk about specific shows, is that our work is artistic. And first and foremost, it's always artistic work, which I think is very important for children to see a high quality of artistic work. And secondly, most of our plays they do have a message, but it's not preaching to children. It's about really important issues for children. So therefore there is usually an important message.
So we're backstage at Tenney Theater now. This is the actors' prop table. It's where they go in and out every day. Here you can see we have some fun props, Bozo the Clown and the like. So often, because we have a professional company, the actors are playing multiple roles. So you can have an actor playing, 5, 6. Last year we had one actor playing all 7 dwarves. They are as active backstage as they are on stage during the productions sometimes.
So some of the recent shows veer from Aladdin's Luck, which was about that culture in the Middle East, and that helps children to understand other people's way of life, and veering from a place like that to Go Dog Go, a very small children's book with not very many words. So there's a really interesting variety of issues. We also even do work on sex abuse and on new people coming to a new town, or how children relate to each other. Do they fight? How do they get along? So many kinds of issues, and many also plays about culture, different cultures. Hawaii has so many really interesting cultures.
But we really try to look at the community and say, what's going to speak to people here? What's really going to make a difference for these teachers, these students, these families? And that's an important kind of first place to always go. How does it speak to Hawaii?
One of the productions that I was really, really excited about, because I think it has a powerful statement and mission, is the production, The Choice, that you're putting on in the schools. Share more about that.
It's sort of a playlet, I might want to say, because it's a short work that's done in schools followed by discussion. It's a conversation.
For us to open up a conversation within the students. Yeah. Most of our productions, are the story in total, and these productions ended at a certain point to raise the question so that we can turn back to the audience.
And basically it's showing young children how to identify what is right, what is wrong, when you've gone too far, how to stop it. Right. Those issues surrounding
but not in a lecture form.
And I know a recent production, The Music of the Dolphins, deals with accepting someone who's different, which is another great lesson. Aside from all of that, I'm sure that times are tougher now than they probably have ever been financially, but to make it 50, 55 years is a pretty incredible accomplishment.
I think we benefited from the fact that very early in the game, HTY put a foundation of quality work. And married to that was staff. We've always had an intense focus on a good, solid staff. Our staff works for the very limited budget to try to do the highest quality work that they can. And as we've gotten into these troubled times, it's allowed us to continue going in a way that other people have had a hard time. But I think it's important that HTY made some very foundational choices very early in the game.
The artists here are really the core of our mission. We have professional designers on staff. We bring people in from all over the country and actually all over the world to collaborate with us on these productions.
When we are seeing an audience of 80,000 a year, we don't charge them very much because of our mission to reach all children. Some come for nothing.
This segment of More Local Ventures is brought to you by Vacations Hawaii.
Pacific Business News is what you need in these challenging economic times. It's the best way to keep on top of local business news. Plus, we provide dozens of business leads every week that help you build your business. Are you still reading someone else's copy of PBN? Give yourself the competitive edge that we've been providing Hawaii businesses for nearly 50 years. Get your own copy of Pacific Business News. Call 955-8002 for a free 4-week trial subscription.
More Local Ventures is sponsored by Central Pacific Bank. Central Pacific Bank works for you.
The ways that we've survived recently, which are different from earlier, a combination of miracles, partnerships, and sweat. And we have had some miracles, like having a partnership with St. Andrews and being this wonderful venue that's older than HTY, actually. It's our first real theater home in 55 years. So that's pretty exciting.
That is very exciting.
And one of the foundations is a very clear mission, and our mission is to reach all children regardless of need.
Oh, that's
so we
wonderful.
spend a lot of time getting grants and fundraising to reach all children. You can see that in hard times people might pull back from that kind of mission, but we absolutely push forward even further.
Is that where your funding comes from? Grants, fundraising?
Half of our budget is earned income from plays and things like that, and half of our budget is grants, fundraisers, individual donations, corporate donations.
What do you hope families and children are getting out of having HTY in their community?
We're the only fully professional children's theater company in the state. That's incredible, because if you took us out, there would be a high percentage of people that never got a chance to see or interact with live quality theater.
It's just that the live experience is so special for families, and they can discuss it and really learn from each other.
What are your thoughts, concerns, hopes for the future as you go forward through probably tough times over the next 18 months or so?
Just for every person to be able to interact with the arts. Because we keep pushing it into an echelon where it's like, well, people with money, that's where they go, is the arts. And the fear that, you know, society would want to take it away from schools, would want to take it away from our everyday existence.
That is an ongoing battle,
Yeah.
isn't it? I mean, every year that seems to be a fear.
And the biggest problem with that is that you're not going to become a more fully fledged, successful human being if the imaginative, creative side of you is not exercised in the same way that the intellectual side of you is. So we're really kind of on a cutting edge of moving our state forward in arts education. 12 years ago, you do a professional development workshop for teachers in arts education, you get 5 to show up. Now, last year's Summer Institute for Teachers were like 170 teachers that came out to do this stuff.
I also think this is an opportunity for parents to maybe start taking a more active role in incorporating art and theater and everything else into their child's life, and not depending on the school to be the one to provide that then.
So up here is our booth where our stage manager makes the magic happen. It's from here that all of our sound and lights and video are run. We try to invest in state-of-the-art technology. And I think that's important because we're dealing with young people, right? So we want to try to use the vocabulary of film, but mix it with the live experience and create a theater that is fully integrated into digital media.
Let's talk specifics. What types of numbers and attendance and income and that sort of thing do you require to keep the program going?
Our current budget, if you count the in-kind of the free theater and things like that, is about $1.5 million.
A year?
Yes, and half of that is earned income, half is raised. And so to do that, we do a variety of things, because when we are seeing an audience of 80,000 a year, we don't charge them very much because as of our mission to reach all children. Some come for nothing. So we have to find ways to offset. And one of the ways we do that is through partnerships. And we do have partnerships everywhere. It's sort of our signature thing.
There's more through the doors than what you expect with HTY. You know, to come and to experience HTY again, a third time, whatever, you can look deeper and deeper, and there's so many more possibilities to be involved.
And these days it's cheaper than going to the movies with your family.
Isn't that amazing?
And you get more out of it. Well, folks, this is where it all gets started. You can stop by here at the box office outside of Tenney Theater most weekends, and for a few bucks, you and your family can have a great night of entertainment thanks to HTY. Come back for more local ventures next week, and you can catch any episode anytime on PacificNetwork.tv.
Closed captioning for more local ventures is sponsored by Maui Lavender and Wolfgang Steakhouse. Coming up on more local ventures,
We'll visit behind the scenes with some of Hawaii's most innovative and successful businesses. From mom and pop shops to high tech and media, from local entrepreneurs reinventing second and third generation family businesses to new cutting edge startups.
more local ventures, Sundays at 6 p.m. on K5. Mahalo to our presenting partner, Central Pacific Bank. You can also watch more local ventures on Pacific